If you're very lean and you want to add more calories, to me, that makes sense. It's when people are already overweight or obese and then they try to bulk, that is when I think it's stupid, moronic. Coach Greg, and today we're going to be going over Joe Fazer's 3,500 calorie bulking diet. We're going to see, do I agree or disagree with his choice of foods, calories, what his plans are, and so on. And I bet most of you are probably thinking, it says the word bulk in the title, so probably going to shit on him, but am I? Stay tuned and find out. And those of you who don't know, Joe Fazer, he's a young guy, he's a teenager, he's got a great physique, he's actually quite lean, but he doesn't think he looks that good. He kind of puts himself down, thinks he's a slow, hard gainer, but I don't see the same thing as him. I think he has a great physique, and I enjoy watching his videos.
I've been using this diet for the past couple months, and the results have been unmatched. I feel the best I ever have. I'm the strongest I've ever been. So changing to this diet was the best decision I ever made.
So he's been on this diet for a couple of months, 3,500 calories, and he says it's the best he's ever felt, best he's ever looked, and he shows his physique. All I see is abs, a lean physique, definitely under 15% body fat, and so it's working, clearly. If he were bulking and were fat, I'd say, why are you bulking? You're already fat. What is the point of all those extra calories if it's just turning into fat? It's been several months and he still looks amazing. Are you going to argue with me? The guy has a six-pack. How many guys do you know that are fat, bulking, and have an amazing six-pack? He looks lean. If he had changed the video and said, hey, I'm on a 3,500 calorie cutting diet, I'd be like, wow, it's working. It's clearly, he's looking shredded on 3,500 calories. So that amount of calories for him is clearly appropriate. So just because it's 3,500 calories doesn't mean it's bulking, cutting, maintenance. You don't know. It's all up to the individual. For Joe Fazer, 3,500 calories, it's clearly working for his physique. If he were slowly getting fatter week after week, showed a before and after, and he went from looking okay to obese, I'd say, hey, eat fewer calories. Why are you bulking up? But clearly for Joe, it's not a problem. So is he actually lean bulking? If he's not getting fatter on a bulk, I would argue it's not a bulk, that perhaps it's main gaining, because if you're actually bulking, you're getting bigger and fatter. Bulking to bulk means you're getting fatter. Bulking is a term commonly thrown around by bodybuilders. It generally refers to a progressive increase in the number of calories consumed beyond your body's needs in combination with intense weight training. So if you're eating at a bulk, it means you're eating more calories than your body needs. You're in a surplus, and those extra calories, because your body doesn't need them, they're going to store them as body fat. That's how the body works. You eat extra, body converts it into muscle glycogen, and then after that, stored body fat to be used later. Without stored body fat, we would quickly run out of energy and die. So having body fat, it actually helps us to sustain life. Problem is, if you have too much of it, that causes a problem. But Joe Fazer doesn't have too much fat, and he doesn't appear to be getting fatter. And oftentimes I watch videos by Joe, he's often talking about bulking, but yet I'd never see him really getting fat. Seems he's on a perpetual bulk. Read a comment, said, Joe's going to be bulking to his mid-80s, at least with a sideways face, crying, laughy face. So I get it that other people like me notice that he's often bulking, but he's never really getting fat, and to me that means he's not really bulking, more so main gaining. And Joe is in fact quite lean, so if he wants to up his calories a bit, he's still lean, there's no reason he shouldn't do that. If you're very lean and you want to add more calories, to me that makes sense. It's when people are already overweight or obese and then they try to bulk, that is when I think it's stupid, moronic. You don't need extra calories when you already have extra calories. Extra calories stored as body fat, which I just said are extra energy that you use in times of need. Like if you need to build muscle, your body can use the fat stores all over your body to provide the energy to build muscle. You need three main components to build muscle: protein, water, and energy. Energy from the food that we eat, or it can come from the body fat stores on our body. So if you already got shit tons of body fat, You don't need extra calories from the foods that you're eating to build that muscle. So let's dive into what exactly is he eating.
But firstly, why even listen to me? Well, here's a little backstory of myself. I've always been the skinny kid. As soon as I started the gym, the diet aspect was without a doubt the hardest part for me.
And he goes on to explaining, why should we even listen to you? After all, he's only a teenager. He doesn't have a degree in nutrition. He's not a professional trainer. Why should you listen to him? Well, he's had success. He's been bulking for years. He was a skinny kid, had a trouble getting in the calories needed to put on muscle, and so he was bulking up. Why? Because he wasn't fat in the first place. You see, for him, he has a fast metabolism. He has a hard time getting in enough calories to sustain growth. Other people, they find it way too easy to get in those calories. They eat all the time, they overeat, and the trouble for them is they have trouble losing weight. They have trouble not eating. He's in a different situation. He has trouble getting in enough calories. So typically I tell people, get my friggin' cookbook. It's going to make it easier to lose weight, to eat low-calorie, delicious meals to keep you full. But in his case, the cookbook doesn't make sense for him because he has a hard time getting in those calories. So for him, he needs to eat a different diet, one that's more calorie dense, one that offers an easier opportunity to eat those calories, consume them, and not be full and feel stuffed. Because if he ate all the foods from my cookbook, he would be too skinny, too lean, too shredded. Wouldn't be good. He doesn't want to walk around 6% body fat. He's trying to put on muscle. And when you have single-digit body fat for most people, it's harder to grow muscle. I don't preach people to maintain at single-digit body fat. Some people can do it, Tristan Lee, Jeff Cavalier, but most people can't do it. Somewhere between 10 to 20%, as me and Mike Israel discussed on my channel where I interviewed him, that seems to be the sweet spot, somewhere in that range. So whatever that range is for you, that's where it should be. So Joe, I think it makes sense that he's eating this way. It's not how I would eat because I would gain too much fat if I ate like this, but for him, it works.
This has led me to, over my time at the gym, trying many different bulking strategies. Dirty bulking, clean-ish bulking, a whole range of different types.
And so in the past, he's literally bulked on way more calories. 4,000, 4,500, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, 6,000. He's bulked on so many calories, and now he says this is working the best for him. 3,500 calories. To me, that seems perfectly reasonable. And look at his physique. He's lean, he's building muscle. He's not 20+% body fat, force feeding to get food down to build muscle. He's doing it in a smart and planned out fashion, and it is working.
Meal number 1, bagels with chicken and ketchup, 2 of them, 200 milliliters of cranberry juice, and then 400 milliliters of orange juice.
Well, it's certainly an easy way to get in his calories for somebody that's not very hungry. More calorie-dense foods, for someone like Joe, it works. He's having orange juice and cranberry juice, so he's getting some vitamins, but clearly it's not as healthy as consuming the actual orange. It would be healthier to eat the orange. It would be healthier to eat the cranberries, but juice, it's better than nothing. It's going to have a lot of sugar. It's not as healthy, but it's still okay. So I'm giving him at breakfast a passing grade.
We also have some creatine with this.
And he adds a supplement, creatine, which I do believe to be one of the best all-time supplements to help you build muscle. Been around for decades, proven scientifically to aid in exercise performance. So if you're not getting in your creatine, please take creatine. And I do have creatine in my pre-workout, as I do think it's important enough that everyone should be consuming creatine if their goal is to build muscle. And people consuming pre-workouts, they tend to work out, and people who work out usually want to build muscle. So why not have creatine in your pre-workout?
I have about 2 to 2.5 hours between each meal, which then swiftly brings us on to meal 2, chicken, rice, and broccoli.
And 3 hours later, are you shocked? Chicken, broccoli, and rice, but listen, he likes it. He enjoys it, so why not do it? And I'm happy he has in the broccoli. Typically, I say, who likes broccoli? I personally don't like it. I eat it sometimes if it's cooked a certain way. but he needs to eat some vegetables and he's getting in some broccoli. So great to see some vegetables. A lot of people, they go on a bulk and they don't consume fruits and vegetables. They eat a lot of carbs, a lot of protein, but they forget the importance of the micronutrients in fruits and vegetables. So glad to see he's got broccoli in this chicken broccoli and rice meal, which there's nothing in the world wrong with this so long as you like it.
Okay, so the time right now is 20 to 6. We've got meal number 3, aka the pre-workout meal, and of course, it's more chicken.
So he said he's eating 5 meals a day every 2 to 3 hours. And I thought, every 2 to 3 hours seems a little bit frequent. You don't need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. And frankly, if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, you're going to be eating more than 5 meals a day. Just do the quick math. You'll know every 2 to 3 hours eating 5 meals a day is not going to work. You need to eat more meals than that. There is no reason to eat more than 5 meals in a day. By eating 5 meals a day, you're maximizing your opportunities for muscle protein synthesis to occur. Can't even say synthesis, but it is what it is. So you're maximizing that opportunity by eating protein 5 meals a day. 4 to 5 meals a day seems to be about optimal. If you eat fewer than 4 to 5 meals a day, you lose a little bit of your opportunities for muscle growth to occur. So meal 2, 3 hours later. So he's eating meal 1, 10:30. Meal 2, 1:30. That's 3 hours later. And now it's almost 6 o'clock. Last I checked, 1:30 plus 2 to 3 hours would be somewhere between 3:30 and 4:30. It's past 5:30. So it's actually not every 2 to 3 hours. It's every 3 to 4 hours. So quick correction math. I used to teach math. I listen to these things. Numbers, they flow into my ears. And I quickly say, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. So when he said he eats every 2 to 3 hours, and being a person who does a lot of coaching plans, for a living, I was like, people who eat every 2 to 3 hours need to eat more than 5 times a day.
To make this meal, you cook some chicken, add some fajita sauce to that, and then add them to 3 beautiful wraps. Each wrap has a chunky 288 calories in, and they're so easy to get down.
And it saddens me to see such teensy-weensy wraps. Each 3 wraps, 288 calories each. My wraps often about the same calories, but they're 2 to 3 times as big. So when I eat 2 or 3 wraps, I am full. But listen, he's bulking, he's not trying to cut, he's not that hungry, he doesn't need to worry about adding more volume to his meals. Now, if you're not bulking, you're hungry, just do the same thing as he did, but add in some vegetables. For an extra 50, maybe 100 calories, you could literally be eating twice the volume and be more full. And vegetables, they are healthy. Remember the micronutrients. Previous meal, he had broccoli. Great for him. Here, no vegetables whatsoever. But he's going to the gym, probably doesn't want to be bloated. And then a few minutes later, on his way to the gym, he has 2 square bars, some fast-acting carbs for quick energy. He likes this, it adds to the pump, and for him it works. For me, I often have a protein bar on the way to the gym. I like eating something right on the way to the gym because once I start lifting weights, I'm not hungry. I kind of get an upset stomach, especially when doing harder sessions of cardio, and I don't want to eat right after. The gym, for me, it kills my appetite. So if I eat before the gym, I'm good. There is no such thing as an anabolic window, meaning you have to eat right after the gym, especially when consuming foods in the pre-workout. So if you eat before the gym, there is absolutely no reason that you need to eat during or after the gym. However, if you haven't eaten in several hours and you go to the gym, you're training fasted, it is in fact a smart idea to eat and consume carbs and protein following your workout.
I've got legs today on my new program, and trust me, it is the hardest workout I've ever done in my life. So I'm going to need these. Wish me luck.
And technically, even though his leg workout's the hardest workout he's ever done in his life, you don't actually burn all that many calories. I know most people think leg day, you need so many extra calories, extra carbs, cheat meals, going to fast food joints and so on. It's not the case. You don't actually need McDonald's or Wendy's or burgers and fries in order to do a leg workout. Most people simply overestimate the amount of calories they're burning when lifting weights. But really, the true calorie burner is cardio. So if your goal is to get lean, the cardio is going to help you way more than the weights. People debate me all the time on this, but trust me, I know I'm right, and you hate me because I'm right, but whatever. You burn way more calories doing cardio than even your most intense session in the gym on leg day. I certainly wouldn't want to do heavy squats following a big deadlift workout. In my opinion, much better to do the squats first and the deadlifts after. But that's just me, my opinion, based on my years of research and so on. If you don't want to do that, and if his coach programmed it to be that way, hey, that's his coach. We don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree.
That was brutal. I've still got to do arms when I get back home.
And so he leaves the gym after training legs, collapses on the ground, definitely a hard workout, drives home, and then trains arms. Not a fan of this. I do believe he should be training arms at the gym with his leg workout. And a lot of people have criticized me. I do biceps on leg day. Yeah, I know it's true. I even have plans like this in my training book. People are like, why would you do that? Well, for me, I try to get my workout done a little bit quicker. In between sets of legs, I can in fact train my arms. So I might do leg press, for example, at the start, and then after I'm doing leg press, I'm doing adductors, abductors, leg extension, hamstring curls, and in between these sets, I find it very easy to do a set of bicep curls. You can do your abductors, then your adductors, a set of bicep curls, and then leg extensions. Not a problem. Gives you a chance to rest your legs while doing your arms and vice versa. Also on top of that, I typically train my shoulders, biceps, and legs on the same day. So if you've never tried this before and you're trying to cut back on time, give the training program a try. Get my training book. Visit the website, click the link in the description. You can get the training program. There's several different training programs for you. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced looking for a short or long workout, 2-day split, 3-day split, you name it, it's in there. Multiple plans to choose from. So please click the link in the description if you want to train like Coach Greg.
This is how my physique's looking so far. Not satisfied in the slightest, but I'm happy with the progress.
And he's flexing. He looks fantastic to me, but he says he's not happy with how he looks, but he's happy with the progress. And to me, that makes sense. Most people, most humans, we're always in a constant search for self-improvement. We want to be the best that we can be. So if you're completely satisfied and said, hey, I look fantastic right now, no need to get any bigger, he wouldn't be very motivated to train at the gym. So there's nothing wrong with having goals to be better. So please set realistic goals that you can achieve and stop comparing yourselves to other people.
Okay, so straight after my workout, I would have 80 grams of Cocoa Pops with 300 milliliters of blue milk.
So his last meal was at 5:30 or so, eating a snack at 6:15. So it's over 2 hours later. So it's not like he's eating right after the gym immediately thinking there's some kind of an anabolic window. He's just eating because he needs to eat.
The reason I have Cocoa Pops, they've got a lot of sugar, they replenish glycogen levels in the body.
His glycogen stores are not depleted in the slightest. Well, in the slightest, there's somewhat less, they're somewhat lower. He probably burned a few hundred extra calories. Let's round it up and say maybe he burned off 400 calories during that workout. Maybe even 500 calories. It's not more calories than he's eaten throughout the day. His glycogen stores are not depleted. He didn't just do 2 hours of cardio. He did some lifting of weights. He burned a few calories. He doesn't need to eat the sugar to be fast acting to suddenly replenish glycogen stores that were depleted. I know this is a common myth or misconception that people think that when you lift weights, you're suddenly crashing your glycogen stores. He could probably lift weights for 10 hours before his glycogen stores would be somewhat down. If you're in the Tour de France or bike racing, doing marathons and doing endless hour upon hour of cardio, yeah, you finish the bike race and you have to replenish your glycogen stores. But let's take Coach Greg as an example. Did a race the other day, burned 1,200 calories. 1,200. Didn't eat right after. Burnt probably 3 times more calories than he would have burnt during his leg workout. I burn way more calories doing cardio than I do lifting weights, but doesn't mean I have to suddenly replenish my glycogen stores. When you start burning thousands of calories, yes, but if you're eating enough carbs beforehand, you're good. And there's nothing wrong with eating the carbs. It's just that you don't need to eat sugary, fast-acting carbs to suddenly replenish glycogen stores. Just wanted people to be aware of this.
I get my second to last meal down, and then it brings me on to meal number 5, aka the last meal. A protein shake, Greek yogurt, and dark chocolate.
And his last meal before bed, Greek yogurt, protein powder, and dark chocolate. Nothing wrong with this in the slightest. Perfect meal before bed. Good for him. It's his bulky diet. Remember, he's not trying to eat low-calorie dense foods. He's not on a diet. He's not trying to cut calories. He's not trying to feel full. If he was, he'd have to eat a lot different than this.
I'm really happy with the diet so far. I want to clarify, this specific day is what I eat on a training day.
So essentially he eats the same thing on all training days and he has a different diet on non-training days, which perhaps he'll show us in the future. Ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching, Greg Doucette IB Pro. Please watch the boobs. Don't forget to get the Harder Than Last Time supplements or to be an ambassador. Click the link in the description. We'll pay you to help promote and sell these products. Also, the training book, cookbook, coaching plans by me and my team. Subscribe, click the bell button, and until next time, I am out.